Hey everybody!
So we are doing another discussion style video. We're doing a good bit of these lately.
Yes, we are.
I don't hate it, but this one is going to be very interesting. So Justin hit me up the other day and said, "Hey, would you want to do a video talking about Black Panther in the MCU?" After I got done crying, I said, "Sure, let's do it."
And since I wasn't in y'all's video reacting to the first Black Panther and fresh, I want to say that
give some of your thoughts.
Chadwick Boseman was an awesome dude. I've been looking into it, seeing what all he did. I didn't realize all the roles that he had played.
Dude, I didn't realize he was in 42.
I didn't either. I didn't either. Like, truly, the first time I had actually heard of him was Black Panther. And that's what I knew him for. And then I knew, after that, I knew he was going to be in 21 Bridges.
Yes.
Which I still want to see.
Me too.
And I've been dying to actually go back and rewatch Black Panther.
It seems he actually built his name playing historical black figures. Yeah. Because he was Marshall in the Marshall movie, the third Marshall.
And, and I think, wasn't he also, I don't want to say the wrong thing. He was a singer. Yeah, he was a singer. I just can't, I don't want to say the wrong name off the top of my head.
I will Google it while you go ahead and give your words. Yeah.
Yeah, so... But I just want to say, all respect in the world to Chadwick Boseman. We're kind of, I guess, after the initial shock and the sadness is still there, but after you get a moment to think about it,
I'm still fighting back crying.
I know, man.
He was definitely top 3 actors in the MCU for me.
And he could have. I think it's very sad too because he could have been easily the leader of maybe the Avengers or just the face of Marvel going forward for the next foreseeable future. So, we lost a great guy, which is the most important thing. And it's then you look at secondary, we also lost.
Right. His life transcends movies, but he was an actor. And if you're judging him off of what he did in the acting realm, he was just such a good guy. And to me, it stands out more and more as these rich and famous people keep getting busted with scandal after scandal after scandal. He was just a genuine good dude. Oh, and that's who we lose.
I can't even get into talking about him fighting the fight for years.
Oh, yeah. He did all of the MCU while having COVID.
Oh, God, dude. I don't know. That's... Oh. So I just want to say this video is intended with all respect in the world. James Brown. That's right. Dude. And I love history. I was telling him history is my favorite subject. Yeah. So these are movies right up my alley. So
yeah. I mean, keep going. Keep going. I don't want to cut you off.
No, you're good. But so this video, the intent is to put yourself in the shoes of the people who run Marvel, maybe Kevin Feige or whoever, and just saying, where do we go from here? Because it's delicate. And so I think we're just going to discuss maybe what are some of the best options you could do and what we think they should do.
To further your point is, I remember watching Black Panther and then some of the Avenger movies thinking, I was getting a feel they might go Doctor Strange or they might go Captain Marvel, but I'm really, the dude who is best equipped, the most noble person. I mean, Doctor Strange.
He's already a leader.
Doctor Strange was kind of, I think they were starting to set him up with that leadership role. He had the Time Stone, and he was... In the Doctor Strange movie, he progressed a lot as a person, and became better at micromanaging decision making. But I just felt the most noble, which Cap showed us being the most noble isn't always the best. But I think Black Panther was setting up to be the next Captain America.
And I will say, I'm not saying this with any kind of bias because it's sort of in memoriam.
Yeah.
But I think Black Panther should have been the clear number one. I'm not saying that's what they would have done.
I'm not convinced.
He led a country.
He did.
He's probably the most popular outside of the ones we just lost.
Yeah.
And in Spider-Man's of course debatable, but then there's the movie rights issue.
Right.
I'm a Spider-Man guy, but the version that they have, he's a young.
He's not ready to take over the Avengers.
Right. And so to me, unbiased, I would have said this before. Black Panther to me is the clear number one leader going forward.
Captain America Doctor Strange was growing on me, but I do think it was supposed to be Black Panther.
Yeah. So,
which that gives context about why what we're talking about is very interesting.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
I will say this. I guess just to jump right into it, we weren't sure. I don't know if we weren't sure what to title this or what, but we were talking about it, but we didn't want to give too much away. But the idea of recasting comes about, and I'm sure that there will be people in favor of recasting. It seems like a lot of people are in favor of not recasting.
I think because he was such a good person, all this good stuff. There's a really delicacy to it, or being delicate with it.
Yes.
But they had set Black Panther up to at least be one of those top three. You
Right.
know, we mentioned some other names, but he was definitely in the running, right?
Right.
So, are you really just going to write all of Wakanda and all these people out?
No, I don't think you can do that.
Right? So you almost have to recast.
Okay, so that's an interesting point. Here's what I think. I think because of Chadwick Boseman, it's not going to be very popular to recast. But
Same.
here's the thing. I think the biggest argument for recasting, because, who gives a crap about money right now? Well, I'm sure they do, but for the sake of this
Marvel
argument,
does.
I don't care about money for this
Right,
argument.
Right.
I think it's that Black Panther is an important cultural character.
He is.
And so you still need a Black Panther. And so that may be the biggest, reason for recasting. So is that where you fall on things?
Well, I don't really know, because my gut instinct was it's almost like Black Panther has died in the MCU.
Yeah.
Which I don't think anybody wants Black Panther to be dead in the MCU. Because initially I told Jessica that at some point when they get the Avengers together, be that an end credit or their own movie, Nick Fury will come in and say, Black Panther said that he had to go to Wakanda. His people needed him. And I thought that would just be the most fitting way of writing him out. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people are like, no, we still kind of need Black Panther in the MCU. And then I saw someone made a movie poster with his sister as Black Panther. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, that's interesting. But two dudes were getting into it, because one guy said, no, it needs to be his sister. And somebody said, no, we need a T'Challa in the MCU. Okay. Like, it can't be his sister. We need him, the character. And I didn't know where I fell on that. I was like,
I actually feel pretty good about where I'm at now, but this is only after days of reflection on it. And thinking about it.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to word this carefully. What we need, recasting to me is not the right word.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that T'Challa is not the only Black Panther? He's in a lineage of Black Panther. His dad was Black Panther.
But he doesn't have a son, to my knowledge.
Yeah, so that's a little tricky. So, here's what I think. You do not need to recast T'Challa. T'Challa, in my opinion, is gone in the MCU. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to do it. I think he may still have to die in an honorable way.
Right.
Here's what I do think. I do think we need a Black Panther. And so I'm not saying recasting, because you do not recast T'Challa.
Yeah.
I think it's more of you find the next Black Panther within the story. So I do think that his sister would make sense. Or, I've not heard anyone say this. Okay. Killmonger. He died, right?
I think so.
But this is comic book source material.
Yes.
And this is comic book movies. So, what if you could bring him back? Because everybody loved him.
So they kept like Michael B. Jordan's corpse, and they just throw him in some like river of life.
Dude, there's an afterlife in Black Panther. Like,
there is.
Come on.
There is.
Now, here's the problem with that, and I'm not going to acknowledge that there's problems with that, is that Killmonger, I don't think, ever came to a point where he saw eye to eye with T'Challa.
No, that's why he died.
Right. So there was no, redemption before he died.
So you're definitely not getting Black Panther in that instance. You're getting Killmonger in that instance with Black Panther's power.
But in terms of popularity, Michael B. Jordan was in the movie. Everybody loved him. One of the top 3 villains probably in the entire MCU.
Yes.
But he was a good villain because he was relatable.
I think I will actively play devil's advocate here.
That's fine.
I think I will.
That's fine. Because
Wakanda was heading in a completely different direction with Killmonger as the leader. So when you bring him back, he's gonna rise up and be like, no, he's dead. We're not doing his thing. We're doing my thing.
Yeah.
Like, in fact, he killed him because he said, "Bro, I ain't never wearing chains. I'm not living your lifestyle."
But of course,
so
you have the luxury of writing the script in this instance.
Then I think everyone hates Killmonger for changing. I see what you're saying.
You don't want to cheapen the first movie, right?
Exactly, because it destroys him as a character if he comes back and he's like, "Yo, I know I said Black Panther kill me because I'm never changing to your lifestyle, but now because you're dead, I'm gonna come around to your way of thinking." It's super cheap.
Okay, I get what you're saying, and I don't want to cheapen the first movie. I think it would have been a little easier if Killmonger and him saw eye to eye before he died.
Absolutely,
and it was like a sad death.
But his whole point of his death was, "I will never be like you."
Right.
You're comfortable up there, but not me.
I guess I should reset that. Okay. All right. So just to defend myself a little bit here.
I mean, you can still defend it. It's not the worst idea. It's just
So Michael B. Jordan is just a cool guy. He
Absolutely.
was in the movie.
Dude, if they wanted to bring him back as like another character,
like that's the thing. It's like if you could somehow slightly change his character, or he did redeem himself, or he saw like the error of his ways, or he acknowledged that he was right about some things, wrong about some things. Like he would be a cool Black Panther. But yeah, I don't think that the story would fully mesh.
I don't want that. I don't want him to come back and be like, hey, while I was floating in the afterlife, I was chatting with all of the Black Panthers, and they really opened my eyes. Like, I get how you could absolutely write that.
Yeah.
And it would make sense, but it like you were saying, it would diminish his death in the first one.
Yeah,
I think.
And again, I'm trying to also think of what some people can accept. I think it would be popular, but also not. It could be.
I wouldn't like it.
I think it would be divisive. See, I would love it.
I would love him being back in the movies. I would absolutely love that, but I would not like him being like this noble Black Panther.
Okay.
It's not his
Fair
thing.
enough. Fair enough.
That's what made Killmonger so different. Is he said, "I want what's best for Wakanda. I'm just going to do it by stepping on everybody's throats."
Fair enough. Well,
so,
I mean,
interesting take though.
I wanted to throw it out there. I'm not saying that I would. I did say I would love it, but I'm not necessarily saying that it's the one I would vote for.
Right, but you can see
throwing it out
Marvel.
there.
You can see Marvel doing it. It's like you said,
Maybe.
they have an afterlife. So
I mean, the crazier things have happened. So, of course, his sister's name is it Surrey?
Surrey.
Surrey.
Sounds right.
Okay. I think that's the most realistic option. And honestly, if I had to put money on it, my bet would be that she is the next Black Panther.
Me too, because they were kind of almost
the lineage still exists too.
Lineage still exists, and they were almost like I don't know if I think she becomes Black Panther in the comics at some point. But they were setting her up to have like a bigger role, I think.
Yeah.
Because they were like pushing her as a very likable character.
And so if you go that route, do you handle T'Challa as in like, did he retire? Did he die an unfortunate death? Did he die like some sort of honorable death?
I think they could do something like that. Movie was all about heritage, like and cultures. So I think they can absolutely make T'Challa die in the movie and give him like a very honorable, cultural, significant death, where they just close the character and it gives her a purpose to take the Black Panther mantle. And like you said, since they're brother and sister and everybody likes her, I don't think people would be like, rah.
Yeah, let's be honest. That's the safe answer, and it may be the right answer.
It's like what we were talking about with Kindred, like just do the right thing, right?
So I think the other option is you get another probably guy, because if you're gonna make Black Panther a girl, you're gonna go with Shuri. If you want another guy to be Black Panther for a little while, you're gonna have to kind of pull him out of the blue. Like I don't think M'Baku would be.
Was that Manape? That's his. Is that the comic?
Oh, I have no clue. He was wearing like the skull like that, right?
Yeah, in the
comics.
In the comics, his name is like Manape.
Okay.
Or Ape Man or something.
Well, I think, if I'm remembering right, I think his name in the movie was M'Baku.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think that
he
would be the.
He is my prediction to be the villain in Black Panther 2.
Okay.
So we have to see kind of what happens in Black Panther 2 to know who's still like on
my
the
prediction
table.
was Namor.
Yeah, we have to get into that because if you can't just write Wakanda out, because everyone's theory is Namor and Atlantis are going to get involved by fighting Wakanda.
Right.
So
I just to be clear, I don't think Wakanda's going anywhere. I don't think Shuri's going anywhere. I think that exists. It's just a matter of finding the next in line for Black Panther.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're not going to be T'Challa. It's going to be a Black Panther. Unless they really do recast. And I would be surprised because I don't think that's popular.
See. Man,
yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
So, I guess my thing is, if you want some other guy to be Black Panther, are you just gonna like pull like a cousin out of nowhere? You gonna do like a Dukes of Hazzard, where like there's a contract dispute, so you just get the cousins of the cousins come in. They kind of look like Bo and Luke.
Dude, I don't know what the right answer is though, man. That's the thing. That's why
I thought if it's gonna be a dude, you somehow bring back Michael B. Jordan, or it's gonna be Shuri. I think those are your two options.
Yeah.
And my money's on Shuri.
Me too. I think we can revisit this video after watching Black Panther 2, because I think they're going to leave Black Panther 2 relatively unedited. They may have to edit the ending, but I think they're going to give us Black Panther 2 in whatever form.
Just keep talking, buddy.
You're going to pull up something that's going to contradict everything I say?
Well,
then why would I keep talking?
Okay. He didn't film anything for Black Panther.
He didn't film anything?
That movie's still like 4 years out or 3 years out.
I thought it came out in 2022.
Oh, maybe, but they haven't filmed it. I actually Googled it. He didn't film anything for Black Panther 2. And honestly, the last few months, I think he was like really.
Well, yeah. I could see that. I could see it taking a turn for the worse.
I'm pretty sure he really couldn't probably leave the house either.
T'Challa will reportedly be written out of the MCU in Black Panther 2. That doesn't tell us anything, but there's that.
Well, I mean, he's got to be written out.
Marvel reportedly won't recast T'Challa. This is all broke like 2 hours ago.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
Disney isn't sure how to make Black Panther 2 without Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman didn't tell Marvel he was ill because he planned on finishing Black Panther 2.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. Oh my gosh.
Release date, May 6, 2022.
Okay, I'm going to say that might change. But hey,
that's why I just assumed he did all the filming for it. It comes out in 2 years.
Yeah, dude, sadly, I looked it up immediately.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so we don't have anything. The last time we saw T'Challa was
Avengers.
He walked through the portal, which just makes that scene even better. I thought that scene could never get any better, and it's like even more special now.
Dude, I was like ready to watch Black Panther 2 with a heavy heart, and now I'm like,
dude,
what?
We've already saw him for the last time, unless they get creative and maybe do a neat little intro. I don't want to dishonor anything of the estate of Chadwick Boseman, but I do think it would be cool if he had a relative or something that you could kind of
almost like the Paul Walker thing?
Yes, the Paul Walker, and I'm not talking about for a whole movie.
No, just to give it like closure.
Maybe like the first 5 10 minutes.
They did the same thing with Leia, right? Or just Leia?
Yeah. So like if you could use an old film or something, like I feel like in the beginning we do need a good explanation for why this character isn't around anymore, whether it's death or something else. And man, this is so tough to talk about because
and we just find breaking news.
Dude, I would pay unlimited amounts of money if I had it to get a Black Panther 2 with Chadwick Boseman. Truly. Because I want one more ride.
Oh yeah. Dude, I was looking forward to going to it and just like taking it all in.
Dude, I'm so sorry to crush you. I know, but
I mean, I had to learn eventually.
Eventually, or else if you go to that to stay free,
I don't watch trailers. I go in there, I'm like,
so like,
all right,
you make it all the way to 2022. Where's Black Panther? This is Black Panther 2.
I wouldn't be ready.
Man, that's rough, dude.
Yeah, so I want to talk a little bit about comic book speculation. Because Namor and every book related to him blew up in relation to some earthquake out over Wakanda.
Right.
The Namor and the Atlanteans, I guess, storming the shores of Wakanda in this epic war.
And from what I've read, that stuff is so good. I would be so hyped to see it. Probably my number one most anticipated MCU movie if it were to happen that way.
Because there was like some tie-ins in the old days, but then was it Jonathan Hickman who wrote that in the modern times?
I think so.
Wrote the Wakandas and the Atlanteans at war.
He referenced a lot of it in the Avengers stuff that I read, but I also think he was involved with some of the other stuff. Right. I don't remember what he wrote.
Right, yeah, it was hyped, and everyone went out and started buying all those books. Even the new, I want to say Hickman, I guess I could be wrong, but even those new Black Panther sub-Namor books, people went and bought those books, thinking Black Panther 2 was going to introduce one of Marvel's favorite anti-heroes.
Right.
And now, if Marvel really does decide we can't do Black Panther 2, or they have to completely alter it, how does that affect all those books?
Honestly, I think it could happen, but I don't know that it'll happen with Black Panther 2.
Yeah, like you have to introduce Namor another way?
Yeah, or maybe it waits till number 3. I don't know how it fits in the grand scheme of things, because if you're already looking at having to come up with a new Black Panther.
Yeah.
But I don't see anything wrong with letting their first test be that, because that's going to be a heck of a test.
Which one, like addressing it?
Battling Namor.
Oh.
Of course, they're addressing it too, but I mean, like for a new Black Panther, Namor is
battling the Atlantean army.
I mean, that sucks. So.
Yeah,
but it would be a good movie.
Well, I'm gonna be very interested if we can talk about comic books and movies as a medium. For a second, and I'm gonna be very interested to see the fallout. Like, does Fantastic Four 52 shoot up in value now, or does it sink because we're not gonna have T'Challa?
I don't know, but it may have already hit its highest point with the first Black Panther as well.
Right, already.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, so we're down to our last 4 minutes, so this will have to count.
Yeah.
So that's going to be another interesting fall. It's obviously how they handle Black Panther and the Wakandians.
Yeah.
and then how they handle Neymar and how the spec community is going to come together. Like, are we bailing on Neymar and all those books?
Right.
Since it's not safe right now. I mean,
but what about, there has to be a book where Shuri becomes Black Panther. Now that's
I would go buy that book.
If I could find it right now, I'd buy it.
Yeah. Because that book will probably pop.
I may need to text Shane later.
Ask him for 2. But, it's terrible that we had to talk like that. But comic book speculation is like one of the big driving things for the community and the industry as a whole. Like,
and it's just interesting to look at. I mean, obviously the event that causes this sucks.
It's terrible, but we do need to think about how things are being
basically life's going to go on and what's going to happen, what's the fallout. So
yeah, it's very cynical to even talk like that, but it is a reality. You know? So be specking on other people becoming Black Panther, I guess.
Yeah,
those would be good spec plays, and I don't know if you need to bail on Neymar yet or not.
I mean, as excited as I was for Black Panther 2, I'm still very excited, if not to figure out where they go with things. And I also want to see how they honor Chadwick Boseman.
I know.
I'll be super interested to see.
Because quite frankly, if I'm speaking candidly here, Marvel really didn't do anything for Stan Lee. I mean, apparently they re-released the Avengers movie, and that
that was certainly very strange, but I think they can't do that again.
I know, like the man who built Marvel, they were like, he's dead. Come on, man. Oh, because Jessica and I were talking about the comic books did more. They got all those Stan Lee variants. Like, that was more of a gesture than...
Yeah.
They honored Iron Man, a fictional character, more in Avengers Endgame than Stan Lee. But that's my Stan Lee soapbox.
We've never talked about that, but I agree.
I'm pretty livid about it.
So they can't screw that up again.
They can, and it'll show they care more about the machine than the cogs.
They need to not do that.
Yeah, they need to not do that.
Show some respect.
Yeah, I mean, these people are building your company.
Yeah,
like, do them a favor and
you have
immortalize them.
So yeah.
That's just my opinion on that topic. If they find a way to screw it up again, I will be severely upset.
Oh, well, there will be a video.
But but this is an actual character, so I feel like you can't, like, he's in your universe. Like, you have to acknowledge him. You can't just pretend T'Challa doesn't exist anymore at all with no reason. Like, you gotta explain it somehow. But that's just my thoughts. Let us know down below anything we talked about, like comic book speculation, recasting versus lineage versus... nothing, I guess.
Yeah, we'd be very interested to see what all of you think.
Right.
And of course, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Boseman. Yep. I've got to go watch some of his other movies. I'm actually planning on doing that.
I'm gonna look for him. I'm gonna be on the lookout for him when we go places.
Me too. But rest in peace, and hopefully, whatever Marvel does honors him and finds a good way to continue forward.
Yep.
But thank you for watching. Let us know your thoughts below.
Like, comment, subscribe. Be on the lookout for more content. And I was wondering, are we going to do it? All right. Thank you guys.